Men over 50, top 5 seafood choices for stronger testosterone and vitality. Gentlemen, let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up and felt like yourself? I don't mean just getting out of bed. I mean strong in your body, sharp in your mind, confident in your spirit, ready for anything. For too many men over 50, that feeling is fading. The energy isn't there. The belly is harder to fight. The fire in the bedroom isn't what it used to be. Now some people will tell you that's just aging. Accept it, slow down, and learn to live with it. Others will argue, no, you can fight back. With the right choices, you can rebuild your strength and your drive. So who's right? The truth is both sides have a point. But here's what most men don't realize. Your testosterone hasn't disappeared. Your body hasn't forgotten how to make it. It just needs the right fuel. And surprisingly, some of the most powerful tools to reignite your energy and vitality aren't found in a pharmacy. They are hiding in the seafood aisle of your grocery store. In this video, I'm going to reveal the top 5 seafoods every man over 50 should eat to keep testosterone strong, muscles firm, and confidence high. Some of these you've probably never thought about before, and one of them, well, let's just say it's been celebrated as nature's ultimate testosterone king for centuries. But before we dive into the science, the stories, and the foods that can change your life, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this with a friend who needs it, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our weekly health tips. Now let me ask you, do you want to spend the next decade feeling weaker, slower, and less like yourself? Or do you want to fight back with foods that fuel your hormones, sharpen your focus, and give you the kind of vitality you thought was gone for good? Stick with me, because what you're about to hear could be the difference between just growing old and truly living strong. Testosterone and aging, why food matters more after 50. Before we get into the seafood list, let's pause and talk about testosterone itself. Because here's the truth. If you don't really understand it, you'll never know how to protect it. Most men assume testosterone is only about sex, but it's so much more than that. It's your life force. It's the hormone that fuels your muscle strength, keeps your bones solid, burns fat, sharpens your memory, stabilizes your mood, and drives your motivation. When levels fall, your body slows down, your mind feels foggy, and even your confidence takes a hit. Here's the reality. Testosterone doesn't stay steady forever. Around age 30, it begins to decline about 1% per year. That may not sound like much, but stack up 3 decades, and by the time you're 60, you could be running on 30 to 40% less than you had in your prime. According to the American Journal of Medicine, nearly 40% of men over 60 have clinically low testosterone. By 70, more than half of men fall into that category. Now, let me ask you something. Have you noticed the signs? Less energy in the afternoon, a belly that's harder to control, workouts that feel tougher than they used to, or maybe a dip in motivation or intimacy that isn't what it once was? If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to remember one thing. Low testosterone may be common, but it isn't a life sentence. Your body never forgets how to make testosterone. What happens is that it runs low on the raw materials. Think of your body as a factory. Without bricks and steel, you can't build anything. The same goes for hormones. Testosterone production depends on key building blocks: zinc, selenium, vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and high-quality protein. Without them, production slows. With them, it thrives. I've seen this firsthand with patients. One man in his mid-60s came to me drained, frustrated, and worried something was seriously wrong. His labs showed borderline low testosterone. Instead of rushing into prescriptions, we looked at his diet. It was heavy on pasta and red meat, but light on the nutrients that support hormone health. We added seafood rich in zinc, vitamin D, and omega-3s. Within months, his testosterone had climbed, his energy returned, and he told me, "Doc, I finally feel like myself again." The science is clear. Men with enough zinc have testosterone levels up to 50% higher than those who are deficient. Vitamin D alone has been shown to raise testosterone by 20 to 25%. On the other hand, chronic inflammation and poor sleep can drag levels down dramatically. One study from the University of Chicago showed that just a week of 5-hour nights could cut testosterone by as much as 15%. So the real question is this: are you giving your body what it needs, or are you starving the system without even realizing it? Most men don't think twice about fueling their car with the right gas, yet they ignore the fuel their own body runs on. That's where diet, especially seafood, comes in. Seafood is uniquely powerful for men over 50 because it delivers the very nutrients your body craves to keep testosterone production alive. It lowers inflammation, protects your heart, sharpens your mind, and gives your hormones the raw materials they need. In short, it keeps the factory running. And here's the hopeful part. Even if your levels have dropped, even if you felt weaker or slower these past few years, you can change the trajectory. You can be in the half of men who stay strong, confident, and sharp into their 70s and beyond. The The choice begins with what you put on your plate, and that's why seafood matters more after 50 than ever before. Seafood number 5. Salmon, the heart and hormone protector. If I had to choose one fish that truly does it all for men over 50, it would be salmon. This isn't just because it tastes good or because it's easy to cook. It's because salmon is packed with the exact nutrients that support testosterone, heart health, and overall vitality. One of the biggest reasons salmon stands out is its omega-3 fatty acids. Chronic inflammation is one of the silent killers of male health, and it's directly linked to lower testosterone. Research in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that men with high inflammation markers also tend to have lower testosterone levels. Omega-3s from salmon work like a reset button, lowering inflammation, protecting arteries, and keeping hormone balance steady. Another key benefit is vitamin D. While most people think of vitamin D as a bone vitamin, it actually plays a critical role in hormone production. A 2011 study published in Hormone and Metabolic Research showed that men who increased their vitamin D intake experienced, on average, a 25% rise in testosterone. Salmon is one of the richest food sources of vitamin D, which means you can support your hormone levels naturally just by making it a regular part of your meals. Salmon also provides high-quality protein. And here's something every man over 50 needs to remember. Muscle acts like a magnet for testosterone. The more muscle you maintain, the better your body uses the testosterone it produces. Protein from salmon helps preserve lean muscle mass, stabilize metabolism, and keep energy levels up, which becomes especially important as muscle naturally declines with age. I've seen this play out countless times in my practice. One of my patients, Richard, age 62, came to me feeling worn down and unmotivated. Instead of starting him on medication, I suggested one simple change: replace processed meats with salmon a couple of times a week. Just 3 months later, his triglycerides were lower, his vitamin D had gone up, and his testosterone was 12% higher. But the real success wasn't just in his numbers. Richard told me, "Doc, I feel like I've got my mornings back." That sense of energy and motivation is exactly what men over 50 need to hold on to. The science doesn't stop there. Studies in the European Journal of Nutrition found that older men who regularly ate fatty fish like salmon had higher testosterone, better heart health, and improved insulin sensitivity. Other research even shows a link between salmon consumption and better mood, reminding us that testosterone isn't only about strength or libido. It's also about mental sharpness and emotional resilience. So here's my question for you. When was the last time salmon made it onto your dinner plate? For many men, the answer is not often enough. Yet this one food has the power to reduce inflammation, support your heart, lift your mood, and naturally strengthen testosterone. My advice is simple: aim to eat salmon at least twice a week. If fresh wild-caught is too expensive, frozen is just as good. If you're not a fan of the flavor, try grilling it with lemon and herbs or adding it to a salad with avocado. It doesn't have to be complicated. Gentlemen, your body is always moving in one direction. It's either building or breaking down. With salmon on your side, you're giving it the tools to build, and after 50, that's one of the smartest moves you can make. Seafood number 4. Sardines, the tiny powerhouse. Sardines may be small, but they are one of the most nutrient-dense foods a man over 50 can eat. They are inexpensive, easy to find, and loaded with the very nutrients that support testosterone, energy, and long-term vitality. One of the biggest benefits is zinc. Zinc is one of the most important nutrients for testosterone production, and being deficient can cut testosterone levels by nearly half. A single can of sardines provides almost 1/3 of your daily zinc needs, giving your body exactly what it requires to keep hormone production steady. Research published in Biological Trace Element Research found that men with zinc deficiency nearly doubled their testosterone levels within 6 months of correcting it. Sardines give you that zinc in its most natural form, without the need for pills. These little fish are also packed with selenium, a mineral often overlooked but critical for men's health. Selenium has been linked to better testosterone, healthier sperm quality, improved thyroid function, and even greater mood stability. Studies have shown that men with higher selenium intake tend to have stronger hormone profiles and lower levels of oxidative stress, which means better energy and less cellular damage as you age. For men over 50, this can mean sharper thinking, steadier energy, and improved resilience. Another strength of sardines is their vitamin B12 content. Many older men suffer from low B12 without even knowing it, because absorption naturally declines with age. Low B12 often shows up as fatigue, memory lapses, or tingling in the hands and feet. Sardines are one of the richest sources of natural B12, helping restore energy, protect the brain, and support the nervous system. along with zinc and selenium. This combination makes sardines a true powerhouse for vitality. I've seen this play out in real life. One of my patients, Michael, a 68-year-old retired teacher, struggled with constant tiredness and foggy memory. His blood tests showed low B12 and zinc. Instead of relying on supplements, I encouraged him to add sardines to his weekly meals. He started eating them on whole grain crackers for lunch and mixing them into salads. Within 3 months, he reported sharper focus, more steady energy, and his testosterone had risen by 15%. He told me he no longer needed his afternoon nap just to make it through the day. Beyond hormones and energy, sardines also support the heart. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which lower triglycerides, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation. This matters because healthy blood flow not only protects against heart disease, but also ensures that your muscles, brain, and reproductive system get the oxygen and nutrients they need. For men over 50, cardiovascular health and testosterone health are deeply connected. So let me ask you, when was the last time you added sardines to your diet? Many men overlook them, assuming they are old-fashioned or too strong in flavor, but the truth is they are one of the simplest and most powerful foods you can eat. Try them once or twice a week, whether plain from the can, tossed into pasta, mixed into tomato sauce, or mashed into avocado. With every serving, you're giving your body the tools it needs to maintain testosterone, protect the heart, and keep your energy steady. Sometimes the smallest foods deliver the biggest results, and sardines are proof of that. Seafood number 3, shrimp, the vitamin D secret. Shrimp is often overlooked as a testosterone-friendly food, but it deserves more attention. This small seafood is rich in nutrients that directly support hormone balance, muscle health, and overall vitality for men over 50. One of its greatest strengths is vitamin D. Just like salmon, shrimp provides a natural source of this critical nutrient, and vitamin D is strongly tied to testosterone production. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that men with higher vitamin D levels also tend to have higher testosterone. Since vitamin D deficiency is common in older men, especially in areas with limited sun exposure, shrimp offers a practical way to correct it through diet. Shrimp also contains astaxanthin, the antioxidant that gives it its pink color. Astaxanthin is powerful against oxidative stress, which can damage cells, interfere with hormone production, and weaken blood vessels. Studies suggest it supports circulation, reduces inflammation, and may even improve stamina. For men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, better circulation and reduced oxidative stress means stronger performance, sharper energy, and healthier aging. Another benefit is shrimp's lean protein. It delivers a high-quality protein source with very little fat, making it ideal for maintaining muscle mass without unnecessary calories. Muscle is not just strength. It plays a role in metabolism, blood sugar stability, and testosterone utilization. After 50, muscle mass naturally declines, so keeping protein intake steady is crucial, and shrimp makes that easy. I've seen these benefits firsthand. Henry, 67, lived in Chicago and had low vitamin D due to long winters and little sun exposure. Instead of giving him high-dose supplements, we worked in shrimp and salmon a few times a week. 6 months later, his vitamin D was back to normal, his testosterone rose by 18%, and his wife said, "He's smiling a lot more these days." Another patient, Tom, 72, replaced a couple of heavy red meat dinners with shrimp dishes. Over 4 months, he lost weight, kept his muscle mass, and noticed his energy improved throughout the day. So let me ask you, when was the last time shrimp was part of your weekly meals? Many men think of it as a restaurant dish, but in reality, it's quick, versatile, and easy to cook at home. Whether grilled, tossed into a salad, or stirred into pasta, shrimp is one of the simplest ways to give your body the vitamin D, antioxidants, and lean protein it needs. For men over 50, making shrimp a regular part of your diet is a smart and practical step towards stronger testosterone and better vitality. Seafood number 2, tuna, the muscle builder. If salmon is the all-rounder, tuna is the muscle builder. It is one of the most efficient foods a man over 50 can add to his diet because it delivers exactly what aging muscles and hormones need. Tuna is a vitamin D powerhouse, with just one serving providing nearly all of the daily requirement. Vitamin D is not just for bones. It plays a direct role in testosterone production, and men who are deficient often report fatigue, low mood, and weaker hormone levels. Along with vitamin D, tuna is packed with lean protein. Protein is the foundation of muscle repair and maintenance, and after 50, when muscle mass naturally declines, every gram counts. Muscle doesn't just support strength, It keeps metabolism stable, protects balance, and helps the body use testosterone more effectively. Tuna also supports circulation and heart health thanks to its omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats improve blood flow, protect the arteries, and reduce inflammation, all of which directly support testosterone and overall male performance. A 2014 study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men who ate the most fish, including tuna, had significantly higher testosterone than men who rarely ate it. I've seen this reflected in my own patients. David, 61, came to me hoping to regain strength after noticing muscle loss in retirement. Instead of turning to supplements, we built his diet around simple changes like tuna salads and tuna sandwiches twice a week. Paired with light resistance training, his strength returned, his waistline shrank, and his testosterone rose by nearly 15% in just 5 months. Of course, with tuna there's a detail worth noting. Not all varieties are equal when it comes to mercury. Light tuna, such as skipjack, is a safer choice compared to albacore or big eye. For most men, 2 to 3 servings a week of light tuna is both safe and effective. The beauty of tuna is its versatility. It's affordable, quick to prepare, and fits into almost any meal. Whether tossed into pasta, added to a salad, or mashed with avocado, it offers a convenient way to get the nutrients your body needs. So ask yourself, are you giving your muscles and hormones the fuel they need, or are you letting them run on empty? For men over 50, tuna is more than a quick protein. It's a practical tool for building muscle, protecting the heart, and keeping testosterone levels strong. Seafood number 1, oysters, the testosterone king. If there is one seafood that truly deserves the crown, it's oysters. They are the richest natural source of zinc, a mineral your body cannot produce on its own but absolutely needs to make testosterone. Without enough zinc, hormone production slows down dramatically, and studies in the Journal of Nutrition have shown that even mild zinc deficiency can lead to significant drops in testosterone. On the other hand, restoring zinc levels brings testosterone back up, often within just a few months. For men over 50 who are already experiencing age-related decline, oysters are one of the most powerful and natural ways to fight back. Oysters don't just support hormone production, they also impact the brain. Research shows that they can boost dopamine, a neurotransmitter tied to motivation, focus, and desire. That's one reason oysters have been associated with male vitality for centuries. From ancient Rome to modern clinical studies, they've consistently been linked to improved performance and energy, not just in the bedroom but in daily life. I've seen the benefits firsthand. Alan, 59, came to me struggling with low libido and constant fatigue. His lab results showed low zinc. Instead of giving him supplements, I suggested oysters twice a month. 6 months later, his zinc levels had normalized, his testosterone had risen by 22%, and his wife called me to say, "Thank you, Doc, he's himself again." Another patient, Robert, 65, was skeptical about changing his diet, but after adding oysters into his meals once every 2 weeks, he reported more energy, quicker recovery from workouts, and a noticeable improvement in his mood and motivation. Beyond zinc, oysters are also packed with selenium, iron, and vitamin B12, all of which support energy, red blood cell production, and overall metabolic health. For older men who often absorb nutrients less efficiently, getting these essentials from food is far more effective than relying only on supplements. So let me ask you this. When was the last time oysters were on your plate? Most men think of them as a luxury food, something reserved for special occasions. But the truth is they can be one of the most practical and enjoyable ways to strengthen testosterone naturally. Whether you eat them raw with lemon, grilled with garlic, or added to a hearty stew, oysters can play a powerful role in keeping you strong, motivated, and full of life well past 50. The big picture, lessons from 40 years. After 40 years of practicing medicine, I can tell you that testosterone is not just a number on a chart, it's about how you live. It determines whether you have the strength to keep hiking, the energy to play with your grandkids, and the confidence to enjoy intimacy well into your later years. Vitality isn't about avoiding aging, it's about choosing how you age. Seafood may not be a magic pill, but it is powerful medicine. Salmon, sardines, shrimp, tuna, and oysters each provide the building blocks your body needs: vitamin D, omega-3, zinc, selenium, B12, and lean protein to keep testosterone production alive and strong. Together, they supply your hormone factory with exactly what it requires to keep running. But food alone isn't enough. Lifestyle matters just as much. Studies have shown that men who sleep less than 6 hours a night can have testosterone levels nearly 15% lower than those who get proper rest. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which directly suppresses testosterone. Too much sugar or alcohol only makes the decline worse, adding weight around the belly and throwing hormones off balance. On the other hand, research in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research shows that even 2 or 3 sessions of resistance training per week can boost testosterone significantly. Pairing seafood with sleep, stress control, strength training, and moderation in alcohol and sugar creates a lifestyle that works with your body, not against it. I've seen it firsthand in patients. George, 72, came to me overweight and drained of energy. We started small, salmon twice a week, sardines on whole grain crackers, and a few walks with light weights each week. 6 months later, he had lost weight, gained muscle, and his testosterone had risen by nearly 20%. More importantly, he told me, "Doc, I feel like myself again." That is what this is really about, not chasing youth, but reclaiming the best version of yourself. So let me ask you, do you want to sit on the sidelines, or do you want to stay in the game? The choice is made in your kitchen, on your plate, and in the habits you build each day. My challenge is simple. This week, replace one meal with one of these seafoods. Pay attention to how you feel. 3 months from now, you may be surprised by how much stronger, sharper, and more alive you've become. Age is inevitable, but decline is optional. And the secret to holding onto your strength may be sitting right there on your dinner plate. So here's the big takeaway, gentlemen. Testosterone is not just a number. It's the fuel behind your strength, your energy, and your drive as a man. And the truth is, you don't need miracle pills or expensive treatments to support it. Sometimes the most powerful tools are right there on your plate. Salmon for your heart and hormones, sardines for zinc and energy, shrimp for vitamin D, tuna for muscle, and oysters, the king, for raw male vitality. Combine these foods with smart habits. Good sleep, resistance training, stress control, and moderation in sugar and alcohol, and you've built yourself a lifestyle that pushes back against aging instead of giving into it. Because remember, age is inevitable, but decline is optional. Now, if this video gave you value, do me a favor, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll never miss the science-backed tips we bring every week to help men like you stay strong, sharp, and full of life. Thanks for watching, gentlemen. Stay healthy, stay powerful, and I'll see you in the next video.